Let's see the quick demo. So here my application as a Flutter application is running, which has that Android platform, which have that web browser, and also it is running in the desktop version, right? And this actually we have to install, how we can install and how we can set up and how we can run or how we can create that application. So that we will do in this session. So let's proceed with that. And before I start this implementation, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, go to my channel, which is .NET Real World Example. Here's my .NET Real World Example, and you can learn many things like AI related stuff or full stack development, or you can build a mobile app, desktop app, or any kind of app actually related to technical. So you can learn many things over here. Let's moving to implementations. So let's start implementation. So first open the Chrome browser or any browser and then search for Flutter and look for that Flutter and go to that official website. So this is that first website, and you are able to see over here flutter.dev, and go to there in the official document, and there's a couple of things actually you can go over there and go through that document. But we have to start, we have to install first that environment of Flutter environment. So what do we need? So first you can go to that get started over here, and whatever operating system you have, so you can just choose it. So as of now I have a Windows, so I will go with this Windows. And for Windows, what kind of application you want to build, right? So suppose you want to create an Android app, so you have to use this options. And if you want to web, so it's inbuilt as a web stuff over there. But yeah, still if it is missing and also you also choose that one. But also if you want to create a desktop application in this here, because it is a multi cross platform app using that Flutter. So that's why they are giving the different environment over here, right? So what I'll do, I use that Android one. Click on that Android, and in this Android, if you scroll down, now see, this is that prerequisition of your system requirement over here. So memory, display and resolution on whatever that things actually required, this is that. Okay, at least minimum requirement should be this. Okay, and this is a software requirement. And further, whatever the development tools that is required for here, one is Git actually required, and another is an Android. If you try to build your application, Android app, so that's why we have to record this. And Git for all that dependencies and all, they have to install using that Git. So you have to install this too. So one by one I'll show you how we can do that. Simply you can just click on that Git site, and you can just download and install. That's it. Okay, and now next you can just click similar Android one, and just go to this Android section over here. And if you scroll down or scroll up, okay, so it is scroll up, and this is the section where you can download that Android emulator or Android Studio. So click on that, and now see, this is that Android Studio Marketa. So you can just click on that and you can install. You can download this one. So as of now I'll show you how you can install this Android one, because it is a little tricky. So that's why, but Git is not any trickies and all. That is a simple one. So what I can do next, I already actually download this. So if I go that download section, now see, I already download this Android one, Android Studio. So I'm not going to that, but yeah, you can just download it. So once you download, keep it that, and then go to down. Now see, further if you want to build that application, so there's a three-way actually you can do that using this IDE. So one is that Visual Studio, Android Studio, and which is also Android, whatever we have installed it, Android Studio. So that is over there. And further also, if you want to create app using that IntelliJ, also you can use it. But as of now, we will use simple one. We'll use that Visual Studio Code, because it is everyone is now using. So we'll go with that Visual Studio Code. And for final part actually over here, your Flutter SDK, that should be installed in your machine, so that they can understand that Flutter command. Okay, so for that, what you need to do, simply I'll choose that download and install one. Okay, because there is a mechanism of Visual Studio VS Code, actually they have to do that. itself, but yeah, I'll show you that so that you can create without dependency on VS Code as well. Okay, so you have to install this guy. So not install, you can just set up actually. So just download this one, and this is a download path, so you can just download this guy. Once complete your download, go to the download folder, open a C drive, and in this C drive just paste your download zip file. So this is your zip file over here, right? So what you need to do, you have to just extract over here. Okay, let me just extract over here, extract all, and simply you can just extract that. It you are able to see this is a one of that folder which have that Flutter all that files and all, right? So what I can do, just close that, and it is just extract over here. Just copy or cut from this folder and paste it outside of this folder. Okay, so now you have to just create a Flutter folder, and you have to keep all those files over there. That's it, right? So this is your path, C and then Flutter, right? So that uh, you need to actually add that variable, right, in your system variable. So also if you go to this is that actually bin folder, and just open a command prompt, and if you open a command prompt Flutter and just specify the version, so it will provide that your version over here. So if you do first time, definitely it just try to resolve the dependency and download the dependency. And once you're done, now you're able to see this is that command actually working over here, right? So that means that command is supported. But this command is not supported if you open is a new tab, Flutter version, that will won't work over here. That's just because it is just inside that package, that's why it's working. So if you want to use this as a globally, so what you need to do, you simply just add this variable, search for edit variable, right? So use that edit variable and go to that environment variable, and in this environment go to that path, edit, and just use that new, and here you have to just specify your path. So where is your path? Your path is C drive, and then Flutter, and then bin. So this is that path. Just copy this path and go to that here and press the new, paste it, and just okay. So once you okay, and also just specify the okay, and okay, that's it. Okay, once you're done, then close that your command prompt and open it again. Let me open it again. Once you open it again, now check Flutter v. Now see, I am able to see that the Flutter command over here, right? So that's fine, and also it is not giving the uh, version over here. So what I can do, simply version, I guess. Yes, now this is that provide that version. Okay, 3.29 is there. Okay, so once you're done, now what I can do, I can check you. Let me clear that. There's another command of Flutter which can TLS, I guess. Okay, which can help you to understand what are the requirement for that Flutter setup and all. Flutter doctor. So see, it just try to checking in your system, and what is that requirement. Now see, whatever the requirement it is we have, so it will show it a green. If it is not, then it is going to that now cross check. So see, Android is missing as of now, because as of now I'm not install Android. But apart from that, I have that Chrome, Visual Studio, Android Studio is still is in Android Studio is not over here. But apart from that, everything is looks good for me. If anything is missing in your side, definitely if you do first time, you can miss this in a window version, like window is also not supported. But don't worry about that also I'll do that, how we can do that. But yeah, as of now this only just Android is missing. So what I can do, simply ideally also it's giving this path, you have to install that Android Studio and install or follow that instruction. So let's go to install that one first and make sure that setup is completed. So what I can do, I already just download it. So let me open the download folder, and here I install, yeah, this is that in download it. So open it, double click on that. So here next, 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 next. So once you complete, next, and just finish it. So once you complete, you are able to see your Android Studio wizard will appearing. Even it's not appearing, you can just simply check over here, Android Studio, you can open it over here, right? So once you open, now this next, now use that standard one, next, and just use whatever the default Android emulator and all. You can just keep it. I'll just keep it to the next, and here I'll choose which one I want to use it, right? So there's a Android emulator, Android 35, source of Android 35, right? There's a couple of things, right? So just use that Android SDK license and accept that and finish it. Okay, finally it's completed, but I can see there is a one field with error. But yeah, let's see that one, because I think they are trying to run this Hyper-V and driver installer, so that is got failing. But yeah, let's see if that is work without that. If it is not, then we'll try to fix that one also. Finish that, and now my Android Studio got open. So if you want to create your new project over here, you can create it, but I'll will use that Visual Studio VS Code as well. And here one more thing, actually we have to do that. If you go to that is official document, after install this, you have to install, you have to set this path and all, which will all be already is done, right? And then you have to configure your Android development kit and using these are emulator and all. So that we have to do that. Also they providing this this documents like where you have to go, like Android Studio, then SDK, and then SDK manager and all. So those also we can do that, but yeah, that let me do that first. And before that we have to check that, okay, in our Flutter document doctor is anything is missing or not. Let me just clear, and let me ask to again Flutter doctor. Now Android Studio is done, there is no issue, but here some command line and these are things actually missing. So there is a two way. Ideally you can use this command line, right? Or also you can visit this website. Okay, so in our case what I can do, just open our Android Studio, and here I'll just go with this SDK manager. Go to that SDK manager in actions, and here you can see that SDK tools, right? So these are SDK tools actually. Here that see there's that command line tools, right? So we can directly use that. Just check it this guy, and also make sure these are actually, it should be checked for that running your emulator, right? So these three which already actually mentioned in here, let me show you. Like see, these 4 or 5 things actually we required to run your emulator using that Android Studio, right? So that is all. So I think this is fine, this is fine. Also API and all, as of now I'll just leave it, but yeah, that is fine. Even Google Play license, that also we can record, if required we can do it, but yeah, as of now this is fine. This 4 or 5 things is fine, and just apply. Okay, once done, just simply finish it and just okay. And once you okay, now go back to your command line. Okay, and just let me clear again one more time and just check doctor. Now see, everything looks good except this license, like Android license actually required. So for that what I can do, simply I can write a one command. So this is that command actually, so Flutter doctor, and then we can simply use that Android license, which also it is showing over here, right? Like this is that command also they are suggesting. Simply just run this command. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, now once completed, now see package got completed, and then I can check. Okay, Flutter doctor once more time. Okay, now see there is no issue found and everything is green tick, so this is fine. Okay, so once you're done, now you can simply write your project, even Flutter command as well, like Flutter create and create project, so that also will be created. But I'll show you in VS Code as well, like how we can create a VS Code project, right? So let me open VS Code, and also make sure if it is not installed, so just simply install VS Code, that's it. Okay, let me open it. One extension actually be required to install. So what is that extension? Go back to your official website, and if you see, yeah, BS code. So in this BS code, you require this Flutter extension BS code, right? A Flutter and Flutter extension. So just go back to here and just install this two extension. Click on the extension folder, check that Flutter. Okay, this is one Flutter, and just install that. It's got installed. Okay, let me search one more extension, which is dot, right? So this is actually the programming language which is support in this Flutter. So let me install this one also. So once it's complete, now let me close that and open it again, and simply go to that view, click on this command palette and search for Flutter. Okay, now I am able to see this Flutter, right? The Flutter project. So just simply so basically you record this two extension. One is Flutter and another one is dot Flutter, and another one is dot one, right? So let me show you again, so that if you miss somewhere, you can just use it. This dot, right? So this is actually that programming language which is supported debug and all. So after that, let me just simply create a new project over here. Flutter new, click on that, and applications. So if you want to create an application, click that and just choose one of that folder over here. So I'm just going to create a one folder. Open this guy, create this and select that, choose this, and also you can just give that project name. So if you want to create same name, so you can just give it. I'll just choose the same name, creating a new project over here. So finally application got created using VS code. But what I'll do in Windows or browser, right? Browser is got open functionality, also it's working. And now just run application window desktop. You can just simply click on that application got running at desktop as well, like window desktop. It's also working fine as just simple one functionality over here. Now finally we have to run in our emulator. So for run this Android emulator, click on this device. You're able to see this couple of things, right? A new Android emulator, but before that I think we have to just create have to run this on our Android studio. Okay, first, or simply click on this more actions and virtual device manager. Click on that, and here my emulator also, it is saying it is offline, right? Simply I just download this one first. So finally it's completed, so let me finish it. And once you finish it, I can run this emulator over here. So finally once complete everything download the corresponding thing. So now my emulator is running over here. So that we have to make sure first your emulator should be running, and once you're running, let's simply close it over here and go back to your BS code. And here what you can do, simply you can just click over here and just whatever that your emulator and all, it will appear over here. So you just simply choose, if you appearing actually whatever you set is appearing over here, that is fine. If it is not, so you can just simply create it. So what I will do, I simply just use this one, which is this one I just set up. So click that. So once I choose this one, I can run this application. Now see, once I choose, automatically got run, emulator got running in side by side. Okay, so this is just set your emulator. Once you set that emulator, what I can do, I can run this application. So I can run this application without debugger, or if you want, you can use the debugger mode also. So let me run this application with the Android emulator. And here see, in this debugging console, you will see it is just try to launching that our application. So whatever that logs and all, it will writing over here to run this application. So finally see, my application just running on my emulator side by side here. And definitely if you do is first time, it will take some time. So but keep in patient, because it is dependent on your system requirement and all. Now see, finally it is running and listening this port, right? Okay, so finally I'm able to see my application, this default application, and this has this functionality. When I just click this, now see, it is just increment. Even also once I click anything, now see, all this log is actually just creating that what the time and what is the average and all, taking this time. Okay, so now I'll just open this that complete all that platform together, like this is Android application, and similar I just choose this to, for example, choose that browser. I'm using the browser and run this is without a debugging mode, so that I can run all that platform together. So it's got running on browser as well. So if I just increase, now see it is got increasing, and the even Android also, I'm just trying to running Android, so both application we can run together. Even there's another platform, it is a window, so let me run that window as well. So choose that Windows, means as a desktop, and run this application without debugging mode. Now finally my desktop application also got running, and here that, okay, let me just side by side open all that application, and here desktop also it's working, and here my browser, so browser also got running and working, and Android also it's working. Now this is at all that platform together I'm just running, right? And one last thing actually I would like to share in this session, like the desktop application, right? So that is we have little trick required, as like we have to install Android, right? Similar, if you run this window desktop application, so you required some prerequisition. So what are that prerequisition? So that also you are able to see in this doctor Flutter doctor, but you can just open any browser, and just first you have to install your Visual Studio, any community version, right? So download that, go to that section, go to this, and once you download this this community version, so you just download, and you don't need to use all that payload, only you have to required, let me show you. So I have already installed that Visual Studio, so you can just, let me open that. Okay, if you do have already installed in Visual Studio, right? So you can just simply go to the tools, and go to that get tools and feature. But if you first time doing, definitely while installing you will get this this screen. Okay, and in this Visual Studio installer screen, they asking to just select all whatever that payload. But in this desktop desktop support platform, you just require to select uh, C++, yeah, this one, desktop window with C++, and also additionally you can use this one, but yeah, let just use this one. Actually this is that fine for this desktop support, so that is fine. Only just use this platform and then save it, then you are able to run your application in the window application in Flutter, right? So that's all for this session, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, have a nice day.